届けて切なさには名前を突き動かすcelebration is what I assume the song will be. I don't know. I don't know why my nose is a little clogged. Am I getting sick again? That would suck. I do not want to be sick again. Well, hopefully I'm not. Anyway. Apparently we're on stage as an idol. Is it like a solo performance? Or is Susie with us? I don't know. The lights on the stage are far too bright. The roar of the crowd is deafening. I feel like I've been tossed off the side of a ship. I'm drowning in sounds and sensations. There's so many colors, I can see the white lights flickering inside my eyelids when I blink. The stage is the only thing that separates me from the crowd. If they wanted, they could swarm forwards and pull me down at any time. Hurt me, trample me, break me. I shiver. Susie and Aki and Jazz and my mother are waiting for me in the wings, just beyond the plush red curtains, but I've never felt so alone. My fingers tremble. My makeup is starting to run. I'm sweating foundation and eyeshadow and mascara like some sort of clown. A circus freak. The crowd goes wild. So, Miss Harper, will you please introduce yourself? What brings you to Searching for the Stars? I mean, I guess this is like something like American Idol or something like that. I need to lift my head. Stop looking at my feet. I doubt I'm making a good impression. My grip about the microphone spasms. When did I have a microphone? Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm Lynne Harper, and I'm 15 years old. I go to Grey Court Secondary School, and I'm not that good at anything. The audience laughs appreciatively. But my friend Susie made me sign up for this, and she put together a routine for me, so I'm gonna sing and dance. Alright, do your best. Yes, thank you. The music begins to play. It's the song Aki composed for me, but there's something wrong with it. It's muffled and distorted, like it's playing from the bottom of the ocean. Thousands of beady, unblinking eyes are trained on me. They all want me to see me fail. Maybe this is what I deserve. I watch Britain's Got Talent and the X Factor in the living room of Jazz sometimes. Whenever they're on, and we always snigger obligingly at the crap acts. I guess, well, yeah, this is what the reference is. Britain's Got Talent. The old woman with false teeth who can't sing. The stunt artists who trip and fall over their own feet. The comedians who can't get a single smile, yet alone a laugh. It's just a public exercise in meanness, really. It's a way to mock and belittle those who dare to think that they have talent. But I don't think that. I know I don't have any talent. I'm just Lynne. Plain Lynne. I don't even have an extra E at the end of my name. As if that's the most important thing in the world, having an extra E. And speaking of which... Oh. There you are. There's a girl in the audience. I recognize her. She's sitting between two dark and shadowy figures without eyes or noses or ears or mouths. In contrast, this girl's features are very sharp. Her eyes are awfully familiar. So is her nose, her mouth, her ears, her hair. She looks just like me, but she isn't me. She can't be me because I'm up here and she's down there. Lynne? The music continues. I stand there, feeling stupider and stupider with every passing second. I sweat makeup, animal fat rolls off my skin in gobbets. The audience are getting restless. They start calling out to me. I can't hear what they're saying. I'm glad to. but I get the general gist. They stamp their shadowy feet. They point with their shadowy fingers. They shout with their shadowy mouths. You can't do the beat map. Get her off the stage. She's not doing anything. What a waste. A waste. I really am. A waste. I feel faint. I think I'm going to collapse until a strange, scuttling sensation, alliteration, begins to creep. No, not just creep, caress my body. The touch is almost intimate, but in such an incredibly wrong way, it makes the hairs stand back at the back of my neck, or stand up at the back of my neck. What's happening? There are feelers all over my body, or maybe they're not feelers. Could they instead be legs? Yes, legs, that's what they are. Hundreds upon hundreds of tiny, insectile legs. Oh, ew. They trail down the small of my back. They probe the dark crevice of my belly button. They squirm against the insides of my thighs. They're everywhere. All of them. Horrible, horrible monsters. My body is crawling with dozens upon dozens of millipedes. Don't give me that image. Where did they come from? I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever find out. The audience are laughing. The sound threatens to burst my eardrums. I have very narrow ear canals. Mom said it was a medical condition. It runs in the family. Can't deal with all this. These disgusting, filthy, horrible creatures. I try to bat them away, brush them off. A few millipedes fall from my thighs. They land upside down on the wooden stage, their legs squirming pathetically in the air. Hundreds upon hundreds of legs. I step on them. They burst, leaking black insect fluid all over the wooden stage. The audience laughs harder. They're pounding their feet against the floor. The stage seems to shake. Why are they enjoying this so much? What did I do wrong? No matter how many millipedes I shake off my body, yet more spawn to replace them. They're endless. They continue to wriggle and writhe, covering every inch of my body. Between my toes, against my armpits, even inside my mouth. I choke, gag. Thousands of tiny legs, even thinner than pipe cleaners, try to prise my lips open. I can feel them wriggling against my tongue. Or is prise? Like I was saying, prise? Is that a word? I don't know, I'm not familiar. Because I think, isn't it to pry? Or is it to pry my lips open? Or is it to prise my lips open? I don't know. Anyway. I'm going to throw up. I'm gonna vomit millipedes all over the stage. Everybody's gonna see. I'm gonna laugh. Everybody. Except her. Except Lynne. She won't laugh. She'll just watch and stare. And she won't do anything to help me. Why would she? Or why should she? I never tried to be nice to her. Why would she be nice to me? I can't keep upright. I fall to my knees, squashing several wriggling millipedes beneath me. There are more and more of them. They're not just crawling against my skin, over my brow, inside my bra. Instead, they're inside me, inside my mouth, beneath my eyes, secreted away against or inside my veins. I'm choking. I'm drowning. I'm dying. And everybody laughs. Hilarious. And we wake up. Hey Lynne, you finally woke up. Oh good God, you look awful. Morning, Sleeping Beauty. Did you have a good night? Who are you, Vaughn? Oh, I blink. I think I might be staring. There's somebody in the kitchen I didn't expect to see this sleepy Monday morning. Jazz being awake is unusual enough, but it's the person sitting beside her that really makes me stare. It's a woman with dark skin and shockingly pink hair. Her face is comprised almost 50% of metal. She has enough piercings to set off the security system in any airport across the world. I can't even count the number of piercings she has. There are probably, almost definitely, more that I can't see. I think I know what she means. This woman is called Vaughn, short for Yvonne, okay? She's Jazz's older, kind of creepy friend, okay? Vaughn hardly ever comes over. Dad doesn't like her. He thinks she's bad company. I'm not sure if I agree or not. Vaughn is pretty cool, but she's also rather scary. I think I last saw Vaughn 4 months ago. She said she'd become a Wiccan. She asked me if I wanted her to read my palm. I don't really believe in palm reading, but Vaughn is very, very convincing, and I was a little afraid that if she saw the imminent end of my life in my hands, it might come true. Hey there, Vaughn. I give her a shy little wave. Vaughn laughs. I don't know if I want to impress her or try to hide from her. The two conflicting emotions war inside my head. That's probably why I'm clinging to the side of the kitchen door like a lizard. It's bad enough that I just got out of bed, but I'm still wearing my pajamas. My hair is all mussed up too. And what's new with you? Jazz is right, you don't look so hot. Oh, nothing really, just bad dreams. Yeah? Must have been pretty awful. You look like a zombie. Thank you. Thank you? Wait, what? You look like a zombie? Thank you? Is that a compliment? Coming from a woman like Vaughn, I think that might count as some sort of compliment. Maybe? Is it because of exams? I hear you have GCSEs in a few weeks. GCSEs. I can't say acronyms really fast. GCSE. Anyway, it's like a tongue twister. It could be. It's a little stressful. Gotta be hard, being the smart one of the family. Oh, I'm not. Not really. You're smarter than me. Well, that's not exactly hard, is it? Hey, don't be a bitch. Jazz tries to give Vaughn a shove, but Vaughn avoids her easily. Being quite heavily pregnant, with a round stomach like a cannonball, Jazz can't really counter. All she can do is tut. Hey, why aren't you at school, little miss? It's gone 9. It's study leave. Oh, I remember that. You always get study leave around about the last month of year 11, huh? Yeah. Oh, that takes me back. It's been so long I almost forgot. I meant to stay at home and study, I guess. That's why I'm in my pajamas. I don't need to get dressed yet. At least I didn't think I did. If I had known Vaughn was coming over, I might have cleaned myself up a little bit. Well, don't stay up too late, you'll get panda eyes. Despite being so scary looking, Vaughn's actually pretty nice. He did let Jazz crash on the sofa for a few weeks after that whole debacle with Dad. Then again, Jazz did get knocked up at a party Vaughn held at her house with her weird golf friends, so maybe she felt responsible? Well, whatever. I don't really understand Jazz's relationship with Vaughn, how they became friends in the first place, but it's not my place to pry. All I know is Jazz and Vaughn have been friends for almost 6 years. Vaughn's 27, I think, so they must have met when Jazz was 13 and she was 21. Okay. It's a bit weird, but they've always gotten on pretty well. I don't think they're dating, but Jazz likes to make jokes. I'm pretty sure they're nothing more than jokes, but with Jazz it can be hard to tell. I glance at the bread bin. The plastic bag of Warburtons, half enough is all but empty, with only 2 slices remaining. As I thought, there are the crusts. Thanks, Jazz. Actually, I was wondering, is the crust is? Oh, what do you mean by crust? Because I thought it was like the crust, as in like you without the soft part. Or do you mean the ends? The ends of the breads? I mean, that would make sense. Because I said before, like, it would be weird to put the crust into the toaster. Because I was just thinking it was, like, literally only the, like, the edges, you know? But actually, now that I think about it, because they're grabbing bag rather grabbing bread from a bin, or from a bag, I'm thinking they're the ends, right? Or something like that? I don't know. So actually, it's not all that weird to put them in the toaster. Also, again, I don't really mind the crusts though. Even the edges of the bread, you know, I don't mind them. Why you gotta avoid them? I like the crust. Anyway. Thanks, Jazz. Thanks, Mon. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not hungry anyway. I sigh, closing the bread bin with a dull thud. Jazz blinks. Also, bread bin. That's weird to me. I don't know what a bread bin is. We just put our bread, like with the bag, in the refrigerator. We don't really put it in the bin. I don't know what's a bread bin. I have no idea. Is that a English thing? European thing? I don't know. Don't you want to eat anything? No, I'm fine. You'll get sick if you don't eat. You're already so tiny. I'll be alright. Memories of my dreams still linger in the corners of my mind. I'm afraid that if I put food into my mouth, it will suddenly transform into a squirming mass of spindly legs. Ugh. I still feel sick. I need to get out of here. The kitchen is stifling. I'm actually gonna see Susie. Are you gonna study together? Something like that. Alright, whatever. Jazz gives me a lazy wave, her free hand resting against the bulge of her belly. She always seems to have one hand pressed against her belly nowadays. Maybe she's trying to communicate with the alien life form growing slowly inside her. Or maybe she's trying to stop it from bursting out. That's a scary thought. Even scarier than Vaughn. Have a good one, Lynne. Don't stay out too late. If Dad gets back and you're not here, he'll go ballistic. I know. I know only too well. We are sorry to announce that the train departing from Platform 2 to London Waterloo is delayed by approximately... blah blah blah. I heave a sigh and glance at the electronic display board. I guess we're kind of dressed the same way as we were in the dream. Coincidentally. The train times blink up, bright orange against black. Susie lives a couple of stops away. It should only take 5 minutes to get there, give or take. But there's some kind of hold-up. None of the trains are running on time. For London, that's actually pretty rare. Okay. So I guess from the context of this sentence, the public transportation is actually pretty good in London. That's the thing. I'm used to not good public transportation, so it is like pretty good, apparently. People always joke that'll be the end of the world before trains start arriving on time, but trains and buses in London are pretty punctual. Okay, so yeah, now that I think about it, it's a little familiar now that I'm thinking about it. I think I've heard like London is pretty good, has pretty good transportation, public transportation. I believe even like, for example, if you need a visit to the hospital or something like that, the government pays for you, you know? You don't need to pay yourself to go to the hospital or something like that. It's like the public infrastructure in terms of transportation anyway is pretty good relative to the rest of the world. So there's that. Even where they aren't, there are so many trains and buses that follow similar routes, it doesn't really matter. I wonder if somebody threw themselves onto the track. Oh, that's morbid. When there's a big delay like this, that's usually the case. It's a fact of life I've been aware of since I was 5. It doesn't have to be a human being. It could be, well, I mean, still a bit morbid, but it could have been like an animal. That could have been a thing too. I've heard that, at least in Japan anyway, sometimes, birds get like run over in trains, on train tracks, and people have to clean them up. And that's why there's some signs. Sometimes there's a delay because of that. So, I mean, that's still pretty depressing, even if it's a human or an animal, but, well, actually kind of depressing. I frown, tapping my foot against the platform. A bag of chipsticks rolls past me. They bounce by the breeze. The packaging glimmers in the sun. There are enough bins around. Why do people litter? Yeah, exactly, Lynn. Why do people litter? Goddamn litter bugs. Just put in the garbage. God damn it. Anyway, why do people litter? Are they really that compelled to cause petty crimes? Sorry, it makes me mad. It makes me mad when people make a mess because I have a part-time job and I have to clean stuff. So when people litter, I have to clean it up. Anyway, oh well, it's got nothing to do with me. I glance up and down the platform again. It's a lot quieter than it usually is. I managed to miss rush hour. The businessmen I'm used to are already at work. There are just a handful of stragglers like me, mostly dressed in casual clothes. Most of the pedestrians milling about, glancing at the train times, seem to be around my age. They're probably in year 11 too. We're all on study leave until the beginning of June. Year 11, that's a weird way to say it. I mean, I say, what was it, like grade? We say grade 11, right? Or grade 12, grade 11? But I guess in London you say year 11. I don't know. I guess I'm just very ignorant on a lot of things, especially stuff that is different from my culture. I guess is worded differently. We're starting leaving at the beginning of June, and speaking of people my age, I see Lynne, a very familiar girl. A girl who looks a lot like me, but at the same time decidedly isn't. She was in my dream last night, watching me with cold and impersonal eyes while I squirmed. She looks tidy and presentable. As per usual, her black hair is neat and straight. She's wearing casual clothes, but she manages to make them look sophisticated, like a model in a fashion magazine. I wonder how expensive her clothes are. I really wonder, well, there might be a twist at the end, but I really wonder, is this Lynne person real? Is this like the real us? Or something like that? Is that the twist, And the way we look at ourselves as Lynne without an E is because of our self-esteem issues, not so much that there's literally two Lynnes. Maybe, or maybe I'm just, reading too much into this. Anyway, I wonder how expensive her clothes are. They probably cost much, much more than mine. No, I don't know. I think both dresses are acceptable. Doesn't matter if it costs a lot or not, as long as it looks nice on you. Lynne catches me staring and blinks. She looks at me, tilting her head to one side. Is she going to come over? Does she want to say hello? I hope she doesn't. I'd rather swallow a sewing needle than speak to her. I never talked to Lynne in school. I certainly don't want to talk to her outside of it. Why is she at the train station this time anyway? She doesn't have any friends to visit. I know, because she's been in the same form group as me since year 7. Maybe Miss Madley thought we'd get along since we look so similar, and I'd never seen her talk to anyone. She just sits by herself, staring out into space. Not that she seems to mind. What a weird girl. Well, isn't that ironic? You just had a dream where people were judging you and, and you collapsing under the expectations of other people, and you yourself are judging this Lynne girl. Lynne? Or, well, I guess it's kind of like Lynne and also Lynne with an E. Anyway, I guess that's the point. I really can't stand her. In fact, I think I hate her, even though you don't know anything about her. But I've said that already, haven't I? Supposedly, anyway. Assuming this Lynne girl is real, Lynne with an E, not a figment of our imagination. I just can't believe it. Susie sits on the edge of her bed, clutching a pink, heart-shaped pillow tightly to her chest. Susie's chest is bigger than mine. Maybe that's why she's so popular. But no, that always seems to be like a thing in anime. Comparing boob sizes. Is it really that big of a deal? I don't know. Sometimes when I look at Susie, I can't help but feel jealous. I think you should just be happy with what you have. Anyway, she's not just bustier than mine, she's prettier too. Her clothes are nicer, her parents are richer. Susie's bedroom is really cute. It's pale, pastel pink, with a few stuffed toys lying on the bed, and a rose-shaped rug on the floor. Susie's bedroom is a little childish in a way, but I think it suits her. It must make a perfect backdrop to her live streams. Well, what does she do during her streams anyway? Does she talk in Japanese and Nihongo and do cute dances? Does she play video games and have a face cam? I don't know. I don't really want to know either. But Susie's expression right now isn't very cute. She's angry about something. Positively fuming. How could Aki ask me to do that? That's so degrading. What do you want from you? I assume something explicit, maybe? Oh, all kinds of things. Like, you know, stuff on webcam, this and that. Susie grips the pillow even tighter. I don't know much about online relationships, or offline relationships for that matter, so my advice might not be that useful, but... you're not even old enough, right? No, like that matters. Get with the times, Lynne. God damn it, Susie. Am I really that outdated? It's not my fault. It's hard to keep up with the current trends when I don't have a laptop. Not like Susie. There's a computer in our house, but it's an old and boxy one and from the 2000s. It takes forever to start up, and the internet connection is always filtering on and off. Yeah, I remember dial-up. It always makes that noise. Anyway, I've only ever used it for homework. I'd certainly never use it to try and have an illicit relationship with an Asian boy, or man rather, on the other side of the world. Jazz would find out, where's Dad? How embarrassing would that be? But it doesn't sound like Susie wants an illicit relationship either. I don't know much about it, but wouldn't doing things on a webcam, sounds a bit sad, doesn't it? We were certainly never taught about it in sex ed. Well, yeah, there's nobody actually there, so you need to imagine it a bit. At least I have a good imagination. Susie throws the pillow to one side and adjusts her pigtails. She strikes a pose. I'm everybody's cute little sister, Suzume. Suzume? Is that your Japanese name? Imoto? That's her stage name. But can you really call it that when she doesn't perform on stage? Her stage is her bedroom. I clap politely all the same. I don't know why. I feel obliged. Clap, clap, clap. Well, when you do that, you sound like a completely different person. It's part of the act. Everyone loves it. Susie rolls her eyes. I think she's wearing false eyelashes and circle lenses. Everything about Susie seems a little too big and not entirely real. It's like watching an actress on TV. I thought Aki was different, but maybe he only likes me because of Suzume too. But he's writing you music. Yeah, not for free. Guys don't help cute young girls out for free. They don't? Of course not. People are always thinking about themselves. Like you do, Susie? Not that I'm much better. Oh yeah, okay, at least you're aware. You're self-aware. I mean, I'm using him too. Susie sighs. There are strings attached. You mean you have to do this and that? Yeah, this and that. Susie lies down on her bed and stares up at the ceiling. She must be mussing up her pigtails, but she doesn't seem to care. The cute little sister Suzume is gone. Pomp. Now it's just Susie. It was always just Susie. I don't mind playing around with him that much, I guess. It can be kind of fun, and I like the attention, but I don't know. You can go too far. You think? Did he make you feel uncomfortable? Yeah, I mean, I'm on my period. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You know, intimate things. Susie makes little quotation marks with her fingers. I guess there's a limit to how intimate moments can really be when you're separated by thousands of miles of ocean. When I'm bleeding profusely and my stomach hurts. I look down at my thighs. I start to blush. Wanna see? Yeah, he always asks to see. I said I didn't wanna, but he was so insistent, and I was like, whatever. If it'll make you shut up, I don't really care, but it's gross, you know. What? Wait, what? He wants to see? This is illegal. Anyway, Susie pulls a face. I felt fine at the time, I think. I don't know. I didn't really feel good, but whatever. He seemed to be really enjoying himself. And I told myself it was fine so long as one of us did, but... Susie bites her lower lip. It's very soft and shimmery. She must be wearing lip gloss. I don't know. When I woke up this morning, I felt kind of... I can't explain it. Dirty. What do you mean? Anyway. This and that? Intimacy? You shouldn't do that, Susie. You shouldn't trust this Aki guy either. You know? With that sort of footage. Because, it could have been recording. And... he could ruin your entire online persona. You know? Unless you're kind of going for that sort of thing, I guess. But also, you're 15. You shouldn't be doing this. Susie. Anyway, she holds her pillow even closer to her chest. She's still staring up at the ceiling. Her hair fans up at the bed like a halo. I didn't want to do it, so why did I agree to it? Why did I let him push me around like that? I'm not a pushover. I'm good at sticking up for myself usually, so... I don't get it. He wasn't even here. It wasn't like he could make me do anything. There was nothing he could have done, really. Maybe you felt like you had to? Why'd you say that? Well, he is a lot older than you. And hasn't he been doing you all those favors? He brought you a lot of expensive clothes. Yeah, I guess. That's what I thought, maybe. I think. He did a lot for me, so... Again, it's a very shallow relationship though, right? He's just buying you stuff and you're obligated to show off your body? I don't know. That's a very abusive power dynamic, I think. Even though you're using each other, it's not very healthy, is it? Susie shakes her head. Also, it's illegal. I keep saying it. It's illegal. Don't do this. Oh well. That's dumb. I don't owe him anything. I don't think so either. Especially not when I'm on my period. No way. Guys are stupid. I don't understand how girls feel. Shouldn't he feel flattered I'm going out with him at all? Whatever. Susie suddenly gets to her feet. She throws her heart-shaped pillow at her bed. It hits the headboard with a dull thud and falls limply against the pale pink mattress. I didn't bring you here to talk about boring shit like this. Lynne, you're gonna be my camera woman for the day, alright? Alright. I've been practicing a dance lately. It's pretty popular. Oh, what is it? I should be able to rack up a decent amount of views on Nico Nico if I recorded, and I want to do it outside too. I guess she streams on Nico Nico Doga. This is what she does. Interesting. Outside? Yeah, outside. You got a problem with that? Not really, but I've been Susie's camera woman for the last few months, ever since she started to gain some serious traction online. It's a very lucrative business, not... I mean, it can be. If you capitalize on your following and stuff, there are ways to do it. Susie learns the dances, puts on a cute outfit, and then we go out into her back garden. Susie performs while I film her, trying to stop my hands shaking, with an old Canon camera that used to belong to her dad and film her. An old camera? I don't know, that doesn't sound very professional. Susie's dad goes birdwatching sometimes. There's an abundance of old, unused cameras lying around Susie's house. She makes good use of them. But I've never filmed Susie beyond the boundaries of her back garden. Torres! Are you sure this is fine? Yeah, it's fine. I have no problems with it. Videos are more popular if done in public, like at a park. The scenery's nicer. These kinds of videos usually get more views. Gotta get those views. Comment, like, and subscribe. Anyway, you can poll people on the shock factor too. Like, I did this cute anime dance in public. Oh my goodness. Susie's one of those. One of those people who only care about the views. Oh no. I guess Susie's done her research. Beyond her little sister Suzume persona, Susie's pretty calculating. But in a way, I guess, it is efficient. She'll do almost anything to boost her views and increase her fan base. This is how you get popular as an online celebrity. I'm impressed, but if you dance outside, people will stare at you. So what? A few stares won't kill me. Yeah, I mean, she does get, you know, technically, a lot of people watch her online anyway, so it's pretty much the same thing. But again, yeah, Lynne has a point. If it's in real life, it's a little bit different, right? Because people might insult you in real time. Then again, if you make videos online, people might insult you in the comments anyway, so... I can deal with it. What if they throw things? I guess it can get physical, that's different. People don't throw things in Hyde Park. It wouldn't be respectable. I feel like pointing out that most young girls don't dance to cute Japanese songs in Hyde Park either, but I don't. Instead I say, my voice unpleasantly whiny even to my own ears, Susie. Hey, don't you Susie me! You're not the one who has to dance, I am! They won't say anything mean to you. But you don't have to. I do. It'll be good for my career. I'm trying to make money out of this. It's not all fun and games, Lynne. Yeah, I guess, yeah. You wanna be like what's the word? An entrepreneur? You gotta... or not an entrepreneur, what's the word? Like, making your own business and stuff? It is hard work, right? I can deal with it. After talking to Aki yesterday, I've had it up to here. Susie gestures to her neck. With gross guys. If anybody's rude to me, I'll make them regret it. I'm not sure how Susie will make them regret it, exactly. She's taller than me, but she's not that tall, and she's so skinny too. But Susie's quite fierce. For a few moments, she has me convinced. She's dating a guy who's in his 30s. She must know what she's doing. Does she? I don't know. This line, dating a guy who's in his 30s, I think that's your first mistake of thinking that she knows what she's doing. Right? No. At least in some ways. In a few ways, probably not. I'm lying on my bed, not doing anything in particular, just staring at the ceiling. I should probably be studying, but I can't even bring myself to look at my textbooks. The mere thought of cracking them open makes me feel ill. So I don't look at them. I keep staring at the ceiling. I think about Susie. I think about Aki. I think about Jazz. I even think about Jazz's unborn baby. I wonder what she's going to call him. Is it him? It's a boy? Yeah, okay. Jazz had a scan a while back. The doctor said her baby was going to be a boy. Okay. I asked Jazz if she was going to name her baby after Dad, and Jazz let out a colossal snort and rolled her eyes so far back into her skull I thought they'd fall out. I didn't press the issue, but I decided to take that as a no. Our house is cramped enough as it is. There are only 2 bedrooms. Mom and Dad in one, Jazz and I in the other. I never had a room of my own. I envy Susie, who has a nice big bedroom filled with things. She's an only child, and she doesn't have any brothers or sisters to worry about. Well, you know, the other side of the fence is always greener, right? I'm sure Susie's parents have more than enough room in their house to slot in a newborn baby, but I can't ask them to take in Jazz's kid. I don't think Susie's parents like me very much, let alone my bastard baby brother. That still leaves one question. Where will the baby go? Where will he fit? And what will Dad say when the baby's been born? Oh yeah, that is a bit stressful to think about. But I mean, it's kind of weird because you don't have to worry about that. You know? Lynne, it's Jazz's problem. She has to worry about it. But then again, you care about Jazz, and I guess looking at the dialogue, you know, trying to suss out Lynne's personality, she can be a little aggressive sometimes, and that's a little bit self-deprecating, but she has a little bit of empathy, you know? She does care about other people, even if it's not, you know, even if she doesn't show it, she does care, right? He won't be able to pretend Jazz isn't pregnant then, not when the evidence is staring him right in the face. Will he lose his temper? What if he makes a scene at the hospital? What if he starts shouting at Jazz? I can hardly bear to think about it. Maybe I shouldn't think about it. I don't want to, but... Lynne, are you busy? There's a dull knock against my bedroom door. Uh-oh. It's Dad. Lynne, hey, Lynne. He knocks again. He isn't knocking very loudly, but I know Dad well enough to know this could become violent at any given second. I sit up, brushing my fingers through my hair, and hasten to answer him. I'm free. You could... Excuse me. I'm free. You can come in. The door handle turns. The lock clicks. I swallow. Dad stands in the doorway in all his glory. He's a huge, hulking figure, over 6 feet tall, with broad shoulders and hands large enough to crush whole walnuts. When I was a little girl, I couldn't imagine there existed anybody bigger than him. I was wrong. Dad isn't even that tall, not compared to other people. He's a little above average, I guess, and the muscles he's developed through the years of manual labor add to his intimidating physique, but there are bigger men. But I don't live with men or any men like that, and even if I did, I haven't learned to be scared of them. Not in the same way I've learned to be scared of Dad. Stress! Hey, Lynne. But Dad doesn't look very intimidating right now. He lingers in the doorway, his face strangely guilty, like he expects to get scolded. Can I come in? Alright, I know, I have a feeling of what this is gonna be. Dad? I'm sure. I scoot to one side on my bed, opening up a space for Dad to take a seat. He does so, but not before closing the door behind him. My fingers curl into fists against my bitter judgment. I wonder why. Self-defense? You're not cross with me, are you? I'm not cross? Why? You've been a bit quiet lately, and you hardly said anything at dinner. You hardly ate anything either. Oh. I didn't think he'd notice. I thought he was too busy listing all of Jazz's faults and flaws. Rude, ungrateful, careless, irresponsible, inconsiderate, prideful. The list goes on and on. I wasn't hungry. Are you sure? I think you've lost a bit of weight lately. Really? Your cheeks are hollowing out. You look like a little skeleton. Maybe it's true. I suffer from nightmares for as long as I can remember. They've been growing more and more pronounced lately. The nightmare last night about the stage show and the insects was rather tame in comparison. I guess insects crawling out of your body, that's pretty tame, I guess? How can I be expected to eat after such awful dreams? Well, now that I think about it, what nightmares do I have? I guess I never really had a dream about insects crawling out of my body, but I've had like teeth falling out, I've had falling from heights, from large heights, you know, those are pretty scary. Sometimes I dream about like myself being in complete darkness, with monsters trying to kill me. Yeah, I have those type of nightmares. I don't know what Lynne's nightmares are like though, other than, you know, again, the stage show and the bathroom, I guess. Oh, and I also have lots of dreams where it's not really a nightmare, I guess, but I have lots of dreams where I'm always late for class. You know, I'm always late for something, and I always get lost on the way, you know, and I get later and later and later. And those dreams suck because they're not particularly scary, but it's very stressful. At least when I'm in the dream, anyway. And I think it's pretty common, you know, always being late for something. Those dreams suck. I hate having them. Anyway. Especially because I don't go to school anymore. Anyway, I'm fine, really. I'm not hungry, that's all. You're not on some kind of diet, are you? I shake my head. Good. I'm not a girl, but I know you're all into silly stuff like that. Jazz was the same at your age, but now... Dad grits his teeth together. For a few moments, I worry he's going to explode, but then he exhales heavily, and his posture relaxes. That's not important. We're not talking about Jazz. Well, let's talk about you. There isn't much to talk about, really. Nonsense, you're my little girl. I really am little compared to Dad. I don't see how my littleness makes me any more interesting, but I keep quiet. It's best to keep quiet around Dad. Your exams are coming up. Nervous? A bit. Well, it's normal to be nervous. I was nervous when I had my exams too. It's part of being a kid. Okay, Dad. He ruffles the top of my head with a big calloused hand. It feels like I'm being mauled by a crab. You'll be fine though, Lynne. You've been studying, haven't you? I glance at my bedside table, stacked high with Jazz's old textbooks that I haven't bothered to open. I swallow. Not really, I guess. I don't know what hurts more. Dad's large hand on top of my head, or the weight of his expectations. Well, I mean, if you haven't been studying, it's probably looking bad for you, Lynne. Because, well, it's kind of hard to really think about it when you're young, when you're the student, when you're like a teenager. But looking back, you know, a lot of studying is actually just absorbing all the information that you learn in class, you know, and doing your homework, you know, and keeping up with the lessons and stuff. So cramming it all now is probably a horrible idea because the information won't stick with you, right? Unless you've been doing it this whole time, little by little. So you can like, you know, keep it in your brain, basically. So, for Lynne, this doesn't look good if she hasn't been studying. Yeah, I've been studying. Press X to doubt. Good girl. As long as you try your best, that's all I can ask for. I'll try. Stress. But I know I don't mean it. Is that what you were doing with Susie today, love? Studying? Yeah. That's nice. I knew she was a good influence. I'm glad you're hanging out with the right sort of kids, Lynn. Not like Jazz. Well, Dad, I don't think Susie is a good influence. She's always going off with that awful Vaughn girl, though she's so much older than our Jazz. I should have been stricter. I told her off enough times, but Jazz doesn't listen. She doesn't, does she? Never has done, never will, even when I shout at her. It makes me wonder what the point of it all is. He sighs. Maybe you shouldn't shout at her? I don't know. What kind of father am I, if I can't even discipline my own children? I don't think anyone could discipline Jazz. She's a law unto herself. My wry comment brings a smile to Dad's lips. It's rare that I see Dad smile, but when he does, it's usually around me. I'm not trying to boast, that's just how things are. I guess we're Dad's favorite. Jazz never makes Dad smile. She makes him shout and spit and rage. You're right, totally right. You're often right, Lynn. I don't know. I do. Don't sell yourself short. I was like Jazz when I was her age. I thought I knew best. I never listened to anybody, least of all my parents. I was a shithead. I made a lot of mistakes when I was raising Jazz, so did Mary. I don't want to make the same mistakes with you. I want you to study hard. I want you to get a good job. I want you to make something of yourself. You know that? Or rather, of yourself. You know that? You know that, don't you, sweetie? Expectations! Stress increasing! All of a sudden, my throat feels dry. My head pulsates. Full of millipedes is my mind, dear wife. I think that's from Shakespeare. Macbeth. You are studying it in school. At least you remember something. At least I remember something. Too bad all the things I remember are completely worthless. Worthless. But why am I telling you this? You're a good girl, a smart girl. You might not be great at maths or science, but I know you'll ace English for sure. Yeah, I'm also bad at math and science. Your English teacher always said nice things about you at parents' evening? That ruffles the top of my head. Stress? You'll do alright, love. I have faith in you. You'll make your old man proud. Jazz never did, but you're different. I hope you don't let me down. Yeah? We're gonna let you down, Dad. Oops. You know, in which case, this whole stress thing would probably be alleviated by Lynne talking about her problems, you know? Saying these expectations are actually pretty hard on her, and you shouldn't do that so much, you know, Dad? But I guess we're not doing that, because it's hard to talk about our problems with our parents and other people as a teenager, because, you know, we're like, when you're young, you feel like, you know, it's hard to share your problems with other people because they might not understand where you're coming from, and they might get mad at you or something, you know, because that's how life is. I sigh softly. Vague noises escape from my lips. I hardly sound intelligent, but at least I'm sentient. I know I still exist. It's the middle of the night and the lights are dim and the sky is filled with stars. But I still exist, at the very least. I don't need to find proof of my worth from strangers on the internet like Susie does. I don't extort older men for clothes and shoes and accessories online while pretending to be somebody I'm not. I don't want to. I don't think any man, no matter how desperate, would want to go out with me either. Don't sell yourself short, Lynn. Well, that's what Dad said. Have you considered women? Anyway, sorry. Anyway. I always try to Eurify everything, don't I? At least, I don't know. Anyway. I've never been good at playing pretend, not like Susie. While we were little kids, Susie was always the one who created the complicated backstories of her dolls, or divvied up the roles when we played at being happy families. I had never had much of a motto to go on. Yeah. I gasp. I tip my head back. Oh, I gasp. The hair was wedged beneath my head, and it hurts a little. It tugs at my scalp whenever I shift, but I try to ignore it. If nobody else wants me, no man or woman... Oh, okay, so... You've considered it, Lynne? Women as well? Then I can at least want myself. Oh. Since I share a bedroom with Jazz, I don't often get a chance to do this. Oh, is this getting a little lewd? Nah. I might as well make the most of it. I guess that's also that's part of being a teenager as well. Jazz is still out. I don't know what she's doing or where she is, but she's probably with Vaughn. Dad was livid when he discovered Jazz still wasn't back home by 11 o'clock. Dad tried to keep his voice down, but I could hear him murmuring angrily to Mom in their room. That girl has no sense of respect. I'll wring her neck when she gets back. What are you, Homer Simpson? The walls in our house are thin. I can hear everything from my bedroom. I can hear the wind rattling my window pane. I can hear the faulty taps in the bathroom. I can hear the humming of the fridge downstairs. Sometimes I can hear the springs of Mom and Dad's bed creaking. Oh. I wish I could. That's awkward. When we were younger, Jazz and I used to giggle about it. Jazz giggled about it rather, and then went on to tell me about where babies come from, exactly what Mom and Dad were doing in excruciating detail. I told Jazz she was gross. She laughed and told me I was being a baby. Jazz was 9 then. I was 6. I haven't heard the springs in Mom's and Dad's room creaking for a while. More often than not, I just hear low, angry murmuring. Arguing. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it isn't so quiet. The house is almost quiet now, but it's a deceptive silence that contains something deeper, something darker. The wind outside. The slow, steady dripping of the bathroom taps. The sad, sniffling sounds my mother makes when she sleeps. My own soft sighs. Okay, I was wondering what she was gasping about the first time. Anyway. I wonder what I should think about. I don't really know. Anything but Mom and Dad. Susie's told me a little about this before. She's had boyfriends, and now she has Aki. And I've had sex ed classes, but I'm not really good at this. You're not really good at it? I'm not good at making myself feel good. Well, you should learn. Anyway, I've looked it up online, but there's only one shared computer in the house, and I'm too worried somebody will find out what I've been searching for. Well, that's why you gotta activate private browsing if you have Firefox or Google Chrome. I think Google Chrome has incognito mode. Also, you can also manually delete your history. That's also a thing you can do, Lynne. Just some tips for you, even though I can't talk to you and you're not real. Anyway. I don't know what to do, so I grope and poke ineffectually and hope for the best. Well, I mean, you gotta... Well, anyway. I shouldn't go into detail, should I? I don't really understand my body. It's strange and alien. Whenever I shower or take a bath, I try not to look at it too much. My body makes me feel depressed. I thought the teenage years were meant to be the best of your life. Why then do I look so ugly? Well, it's partially because it's your perception of yourself, Lynne. I don't just look ugly, I feel ugly. Doing this is ugly. I don't deserve to feel good. Maybe that's why it doesn't feel good. Oh, that's sad. There's too much guilt attached, and awkwardness too, because my parents might wake up at any second, I guess so. Maybe if I whimper beneath my breath like they do during the sex scenes in all the movies I see, I'll feel good. It's a little exaggerated. it doesn't necessarily make it better. Yeah, the sex scenes in movies are all staged. Even if they weren't, they usually involve at least 2 people, and there's only one of me. There'll only ever be one of me. Well, there's Lynne with an E. Hey, maybe you should hook up with Lynne with an E. I'll always be alone. Lynne is alone too. Lynne with an E. No attractive men will try to proposition me online. They'll never buy me expensive gifts in exchange for long, drawn-out, loveless cyber sex. No boys will try to get me drunk at parties, fuck me in Vaughn's bedroom, then leave me without giving a name or their phone number. I mean, you wouldn't want that, would you? I guess you wouldn't want the cyber sex too, I guess. Unless that's your thing, I don't know. No guy will want to hold my hand or kiss my lips or say that he loves me because, according to Susie, romance is dead and I shouldn't hope for too much in this day and age. Oh, why else do you think so many guys watch me when I live stream? It's because they're lonely. Maybe everybody's lonely. Well, that's sort of true, isn't it? Isn't that why I'm doing this? I don't know. It doesn't make me feel better. Nah. I sound so unconvincing, yeah? My soft gasps are hollow and empty and devoid of emotion. I must look so stupid. I feel stupid. And I'm supposed to be the smart one. Should have done a little bit more research. If I was more like her. Why am I thinking about that? I tense. My fingers spasm. My back arches. But not because I have managed to achieve climax or anything like that. I don't know what that feels like, really. Susie says it feels good. I'll take her word for it. Susie lost her virginity at the start of this school term. Oh, okay, Susie. Oh, Susie. You're a wild girl, aren't you? He's only 15. That's young. Not just young. It's illegal. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Well, it's especially shocking considering Susie is supposed to be a good girl who comes from a nice and normal family. Her dad watches birds and her mother translates manuals for assembling TVs in kitchen cupboards. I don't think they ever argue. They don't seem like the arguing sort. Well, you don't know. You're not Susie, so you don't know. But Susie still lost her virginity when she was 15, so maybe that's the normal thing that girls do. Well, I don't know. Is it normal? What's normal? It's all relative, isn't it? I think Jez was around that age too. But I haven't. I never held hands with a boy. Degenerate, don't hold hands. That's worse than sex. No, anyway, let alone kissed one. Let alone anything else. Maybe I shouldn't try to think about guys. Yeah, think about girls instead. Anyway, I should stop doing that. It's not really working. It just makes me feel even more aware of just how alone I am. A girl then? Yeah? Lynne, yeah? Maybe I wasn't off the mark after all? I think about a girl? Susie? I don't know. We don't really get along with Susie that much. Well, we're her best friend, but like, probably a relationship wouldn't work out. Not Susie. She has Aki. Then, what about the other me? Oh yeah, I alluded to that, didn't I? Lynne with next tree, whose name would be worth more points than mine on a Scrabble board. Does she know how to do this properly? I doubt it. She's so prim and proper, she never talks to anyone in class. When we learned about sex in class, she faced forwards and looked attentive enough, but in this kind of distant way. Like it had nothing to do with her. Like she was never, ever going to have sex with any boy. Not like I can judge. I bet I'll never ever have sex with a boy either. But maybe a girl. Instead. Boys are stupid. Girls better. Have sex with girls instead, Lynne. Do that. Anyway, I'm gonna die sad and alone. Aww. I hope Lynne does too. I guess you just projecting all of your, what's the word? What's the worst word for it? Like all your insecurities, I guess. Projecting all your insecurities on the other person. Lynne. Hey, it wouldn't be fair if she has a better love life than me. She's already prettier than me, and smarter, and the family's richer than mine. Why does she have to take everything I want? It's not fair. Maybe it's because she comes from a better household than I do. Lynne's shoes are never scuffed, and the pleats of her skirt are always crisp, neatly ironed. Could I look pretty like her if I tried? I don't know. Thinking about it, Lynne does quite have a nice body. I wonder what it'd feel like if she touched me. If she kissed me. If her tongue was inside my mouth. If we held hands. What would that feel like? I work my fingers around slowly, tracing circles in an intimate place I'm a little too embarrassed to actually name. I never tried thinking about a girl like this before, least of all Lynne. It's strange. Maybe that's why I'm a little louder than usual. But I can't be loud. The walls are too thin, and I don't want my parents to hear me. But it's starting to feel good, and I'm getting kind of wet, and I didn't know this game was going in this direction. But alright. -2 stress. Alright. We reduced some of our stress. Amazing. Oh yeah, more stress. Stress down. Oops. Oh, Jazz is here. Damn it. Lynne, what on earth are you doing? Stress up. For a few moments I forget about being quiet. The thought goes out of my head altogether. It's hard to be quiet when your sister is standing at the doorway of your shared bedroom, looking at you with evident amusement, with one hand resting against her large, pregnant belly. Jazz! I pull my hand away from between my thighs like I've been burnt. I think I really am burning. My face is red raw. I guess that's super embarrassing, isn't it? It's a good thing I still have the covers pulled up around me, but it should have been obvious what I was doing. You could have knocked. Sorry. I didn't know you'd be doing that while I was gone. You always seem like a good girl. Oh, I mean, everyone needs a little self-loving now and then. Anyway, Jess snickers. She looks wickedly amused, like she's seen something hilarious. Like I'm hilarious. Would ever take me seriously anyway? Oh god, my face burns. All the stress that we've lost, we're just getting it back up. I pull my divot about me tightly. I wrap it around my body like a shield. I wish I could kid myself it's an invisibility cloak, like in Harry Potter, but Jazz's eyes are still boring into me. Ugh. I can hear her dad shifting around in his sleep in my parents' room. The springs of the old mattress that needed replacing 10 years ago creak. I hold my breath, waiting. But after that he falls silent. The soft sound of his snoring permeates the house once more. The tap in the bathroom continues to drip. At least you didn't wake him up. Jazz shuts the bedroom door behind her with a soft thud. Oh, is he mad at me? Livid. Not so. But why were you out so late anyway? I was at Vaughn's. We were watching Saw. Why Saw? 'Cause it's awesome. I don't think Saw is something a pregnant woman should be watching. But does it matter? I don't know. They should put a warning on it, like alcohol or cigarettes. The baby might have been born all messed up. Is that how serial killers are made? I don't know. Is it? I just meant to watch the first one, I swear, but then Vaughn brought out the second and the third and, well, I kinda wanted to marathon them. Did you worry what Dad would say? A bit, but I didn't want to think about that. I'm an adult. I should be allowed to do what I want. Well, you're 19, right? Is that really adult? And you want to watch Saw? Yep. It's not even Halloween. Well, actually, right now, the day I'm streaming this, it is Halloween, actually. But I got the fright of my life when I came back, let me tell you. You're horrible. Jazz snickers? Again. I'm just teasing. Don't take it to heart. You're a healthy young girl. It's perfectly normal you want to enjoy yourself a little. Shut up. Don't look so huffy. I'm a girl too. I know what it's like. Be quiet. Jazz smirks. Though, he did sound a bit like a dying cow. Jasmine! I want to shout at her, but I can't risk waking Dad. I guess we're just gonna be teased by our sister because we were doing naughty things under the bed covers. Whoops.